Hi everyone, sorry I'm a bit late. Feel free to start asking questions in the comments. Again, just getting mostly questions like how to find judging opportunities. And yeah, a lot of people have been asking about how to find peer review opportunities. One of the fastest ways to find peer review opportunities, or one of the most effective ways, I would say, is to target conferences with industry tracks. You can find a lot of these conferences on the IEEE conference calendar. That can be a place to get started with these opportunities. And yeah, you can just reach out to some of the chairs of the conference as a way to land some of these peer review opportunities. A lot of these industry tracks are also chaired by industry professionals. So some might even be working at your company. So that's something you can always look into. But yeah, that's one of the more effective ways to find peer review opportunities. You can also reach out to PhD students and professors from your alma mater. That is a good place to find peer review opportunities as well, reaching out to PhD students. A lot of them will be involved in journals and conferences. So that's why you should look into reaching out to them to see if you can help out with peer reviewing submissions for any conferences or journals with which they're involved. So yeah, that's just how to find peer review opportunities in general. But feel free to start asking questions in the comments. Any questions? I can also go through some of the resources that I'm currently maintaining as part of my paid newsletter, which is $12 per month. So here's just one of the resources that I'm currently sharing as part of my paid newsletter. It's a profile building opportunities resource database that lists hundreds of opportunities for many different fields, as you can see down here. And these are just to give you an idea of how to get started with EB-1A profile building, the kinds of opportunities to look into. And lots of people within my newsletter have reported being able to land some of these speaking opportunities, some of these judging opportunities, some of these authorship opportunities. So this is a database that I'm continually maintaining as part of my paid newsletter. You will also get access to some reviews of AO decisions. These are decisions that go into USCIS's initial reasoning behind denying an EB-1A, NIW, or O1 petition, and they give you a sense of how USCIS thinks about EB-1A, NIW, and O1, and from them I draw profile building insights. I also maintain some video resources as part of my newsletter resources. These are just recorded conversations with EB-1A recipients where I ask questions that are always coming up, like how to claim leading a critical role, how to put together effective reference letters, how to claim original contributions. So just those kinds of questions. And as part of my newsletter, you will also get access to my profile building group. This is a group where members have been able to find authorship opportunities, have been able to collaborate with each other to get published in IEEE conferences. I've heard from members being able to co-author papers with other members, resulting in getting published in some IEEE conferences. A lot of people have also been sharing book chapter contribution opportunities. So some people are publishing books with well-known publishers and are looking for contributors to their book. That's something else I've seen, and I've also seen some industry leaders within the group share opportunities related to the professional organizations where they are in leadership positions. So I've seen some people from Informs share speaking opportunities. That's one organization for data science that I've seen a lot of opportunities for. So this is just to give you a sense of what kinds of resources you will get access to as part of my paid newsletter. But I would say the group is a great place to get started if you are looking to author papers or just looking for other profile builders to work with to speed things up. Type of conferences, what do you mean by that? If you're asking about opportunities within the database, they are mostly, a lot of the opportunities are in tech, but then there are also opportunities for other fields. It's a mix of industry and research conferences. Provide a bit of background into what exactly? Can you be more specific about this question? Feel free to start asking questions. So the profile building process is really just about targeting and building towards at least 3 criteria and then collecting enough evidence to pass final merits, which is usually going to be based on your anchor criterion, such as a leading or critical role or original contributions or both. A lot of people already start off, at least experienced industry professionals tend to start off with a strong critical role claim already, and perhaps a claim to the high salary criterion. So profile building usually involves finding judging, authorship, and membership opportunities. Some people go for awards and media coverage as well, although that is less common and not really something that industry professionals. I mean, it depends on what kind of industry professional you are, but most industry professionals tend to look at judging, membership, and authorship opportunities. So that is where the bulk of profile building happens. So for judging, for tech, for example, that could be peer reviewing for upcoming conferences, that could be judging awards, that could be judging hackathons involving industry professionals. For authorship, that could be publishing in technical publications. That is usually what I suggest people look into. You could also publish journal articles, but then those take quite a while to get published. And then for membership, I tend to suggest technical committees within organizations like IEEE and ACM. Those could be good to join. You could also look into chairing conferences. Those could also be good committee opportunities. There's also just joining industry advisory boards within professional organizations, and also just joining industry advisory boards within universities. So usually I suggest judging, authorship, and membership as the criteria to target. Depends on the conference, could help with critical role. It could be proof that you have been recognized by some top professionals in your field and that you have a level of expertise that shows that you are in a critical role. It's just affirming that argument that you have that level of expertise that you claim you have, especially if it's a prestigious speaking opportunity. Any other questions? Yeah, I generally suggest that industry professionals not look into the awards and media coverage criteria because they tend to be more difficult to claim unless you already have strong evidence for judging authorship and membership, or you already have some sort of head start for awards or media coverage. Like, you know, a lot of reporters, you just have appeared a lot in the media already and are just continuing what you've always been doing, which is speaking about topics that are within your scope of expertise with the media. And that if you've always been doing that, and I've met people who have always been doing that, so media coverage would be an obvious criterion to go for. But if that is not you, then media coverage can be quite difficult to get. Same with awards. If you are not involved in any professional organizations that have been known to give out awards to professionals like you, it can be quite difficult to land awards. So that's just something to keep in mind. Any other questions? All right, if there are no questions, thanks everyone for joining the live stream.